I am officially unemployed for the first time in over 5 years, 5.5 years, in a long time. Or rather, I was for like 3 hours. Things quickly devolved at my previous job, and my supervisor yelled once that if I didn't want to be there, to leave. And after trying to talk to him about why we were all so angry, he then yelled directly at me again to leave. And it was then that I realized that I did not want to be there at all. I did not want to work for people that I strongly disagree and am just not compatible with any longer. And now this is not a smear campaign about my last job. I still love most of the people there. But it was around that moment and in moments like that that I'm often reminded of one of my favorite quotes in all of media, really.
I wish none of this had happened.
So do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us.
Thank you, Gandalf. And I honestly cannot agree more with that quote. I've known for a long time and fully realized that time is the only truly non-renewable resource that we have. And it's our decision every day to choose how we spend it. And now I understand that we do all have to work to provide for ourselves, our families. It's just the way the country works. Whether you agree with it or not, it's the bitter truth. But what I realized very quickly on that day was you do not have to settle. Jobs really are a dime a dozen, and if it is not your passion, if it's not your true calling, do not put up with disrespect and people that do not care about you, because in 90% of the labor force, your supervisor, your management, your bosses, they do not care what happens to you. As soon as things get rough, they will tell you to go. They do not care if you starve, if you are unhappy, if things are not right. They care right up until their paycheck, and it's very depressing. And now I have had incredible management, bosses that I truly loved, and I have been, I think, a decent enough boss at various points in my life. I try to make sure that everybody is at least happy in this place that they feel they have to be in. But again, that is just kind of my message to you at this moment. Do not despair. Do not think that you have to stay in a bad situation. Be it work, a relationship, a family situation. If it is toxic to you, there is not enough time that you will spend on this earth to put up with that. Be happy. Do what makes you happy. Feel fulfilled. Do whatever you need to do to make sure that your life is good, so long as you are not hurting anyone else in the process. That then becomes not okay. That's what the bad people like to do. They hurt others at everyone else's expense. They will do what they want to do. And that sucks. It sucks that those are the people that often end up in charge, but it does not have to be that way. The change can honestly start with you. If you aspire to that leadership role, do it right. Don't hurt other people. Care, listen, take into account other people's opinions, and do not discredit anything just because it either wasn't your idea or it makes you slightly uncomfortable. What a weird life that we all live. And it is kind of a bit of a heated message. I have, for the record, entirely calmed down by this point. It's a topic that I'm very passionate about. Just try to be a good person. It feels great when you are a good person for the sake of being a good person. And a lot of people don't get that today. They think it's all about the grind, all about the climb. And if it is to you, that's fine, but stay out of my way. Do not come into my sphere of peace that I am trying to accomplish here. I have very steadfast goals, and at this point forward, if you get in the way of those goals, I will cut you out, not from a malicious standpoint, not out of anger, but I would like to think that I have surrounded myself with friends and family that support my choices. They know that the reasons that I'm doing what I am doing are the right ones, and I'm trying to just make the world a better place. I will not willingly be associated with those that look out only for themselves and cut the throats of those around them just to get ahead by a few dollars. It's sad and it's beneath you. Do better, please. The world needs better and it deserves better, and so many people out there deserve kindness handed to them because they will in turn almost always repeat that kindness. It grows. If you're mean and hateful and spiteful, that will spread. Emotions, attitudes, and actions spread and infect. Just think about your actions before you do it. Think about how that's going to affect the people around you and what that means for the world as a whole. Again, if you want to be a greedy human being and look out for yourself, that's fine. I have no problem with that, and I respect it in a weird way. It's survivalism. But do not bring it around me or the people that I care about deeply. I had a dream several months ago that I was standing in my library looking at it as I am now. And when I went to touch the dark wooden shelves, they transformed into brilliant glass. The room was lit by an overhead light. It shone so brightly and stretched for an eternity. And a voice told me that so long as I keep building this library, I will survive. And to me, that meant that as long as I keep building and expanding and sharing and giving access to knowledge and information, my legacy will go on, it will outlive me, and it will hopefully spread hope to the people that I come into contact with. And that's what I will continue to do at all cost. I will continue to build my shelves, my library, and continue to offer all of this to whoever needs it, because people need that. They need that hope. They need that light in their lives, because the world sucks right now, and it's going to for the foreseeable future. And if you can find any small way to brighten it just a little, it is your obligation to do so. I believe that firmly. After this, a bit intense. I'm fully aware. I feel great. My conscience is clear. I feel like a weight has been lifted that has weighed me down for a very long time now. The longer you spend around negativity and malice and greed, the longer it will hold you back and weigh you down. Only once you manage to break free of it and move along your own path will you really start to feel light and happiness. And I hope that for everyone. I hope the best for you. I think you deserve to be happy, even if you feel otherwise. I don't care, you're wrong. You do, I assure you. Thank you for listening to me rant. Seeing as how this is a booktube channel for the most part, I would have to give some book recommendations, and I have some right here that are fitting. I recommend George Orwell's 1984. I think you know what this one's about. Fight authority, resist, question what you're told, and do what you think is right. George Orwell's Animal Farm to remind us that even though we've done the right thing and we're looking out for the people, we have to be conscious of our choices afterwards. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The Jack Nicholson movie. Question why authority is in the role that it's in. Maybe not everybody in charge is rightfully in charge. And Jade City by Fonda Lee has nothing to do with today's message. It's just an incredible book that most people I know personally don't read. It's like The Godfather meets just modern sci-fi. It is really, really, really good. Highly recommend it. Check it out. And thank you for watching.